the effort. No one saw the fight, just a calm on the surface through the night. But inside I was building something they couldn't hear, a version of myself that removed fear. Not loud, not flashy, just real. This is the quiet victory. No noise, no show, just becoming someone only I know. Every small decision stacked over time turned into a life that is mine, 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 mine. Hey! I stopped needing recognition to feel complete, because discipline and silence is more than defeat. Now I understand progress doesn't need a stage, it just needs consistency. Day by day, quiet doesn't mean small, it means strong. This is the quiet victory, not seen, not heard, but it changed everything without a word. Nothing but a pulse in my chest. No silver spoon, no safety net, just a vision nobody else could see. A quiet war inside of me. Cold nights, empty room, talking to doubt like you'll leave soon. Every scar became my proof, every fall revealed the truth. They said I'd break, they said I'd fall, but pressure only made me tall. From the ground up I built my name, brick by brick through storm and flame. No shortcuts, no escape, I became what pain can break. I rise, when the weight gets tough I shine, when the road gets tough from nothing I built enough. I built enough. I've tasted doubt, I've swallowed pride, faced the mirror, no place to hide. Every excuse I left behind, every limit I redesigned. They see the glow, they don't see cost, they don't see everything I lost. But lost just carved a sharper edge, turned my fear into a pledge. I am not lucky, I am not blessed by chance. I am the product of every, I'll try again. My throne turned every bruise into a stone, stacked my failures high enough to climb. When life got rough I rise, not because it's easy, but because I'm not done. From the ground up, I've only begun. everything I ever wanted, I had to seize. No handouts in the silence, no favor in the air, just effort turning heavy into care. If it matters, I work. If it's hard, I stay. Nothing given, everything earned. Every lesson learned, every loss I survived became something returned. I don't wait, I don't hope, I don't wish I act, and that's why I'm still standing after every impact. Stay closed longer than I thought I could take, but patience is just pressure that refuses to break. Now I move with intention, no fear in my chest, because earning every step made me my best. What you don't get easy, you don't lose easy. Nothing given, everything mine through the struggle and time, and I didn't become this, I climbed. Nobody saw the beginning, nobody saw the grind, just a quiet reconstruction happening inside my mind. I wasn't born confident, I wasn't born strong, I was built in hesitation where I didn't belong. Dark doesn't mean empty, dark means forming. I was built in the dark, not in the light of praise. Every piece of who I am came from unseen days. No applause, no spotlight, just pressure and time, and that's why everything I am is mine. To trust the process when nothing made sense, when results were out of reach, I built discipline instead. Now I don't need validation to know I'm real. I know what I went through and how it feels. You don't need eyes on you to become something great. I was built in the dark, but I don't stay there now. Everything I became shows me how. No shortcuts, no miracles, just steps. I didn't find an easy road, didn't get a sign from above, just a quiet kind of hunger that never gave up. Every day I showed up empty, not knowing what thought would change, but repetition has a way of shaping what remains. Slow progress still counts, invisible effort still builds. It's the long way up, no rush, no perfect timing. Every setback is a lesson, quietly refining. I don't need fast success, I need something that stays, and I'm building it step by step through harder days. I stop chasing sudden moments, stop waiting to feel strong, because strength is not a feeling, it's how you move along. Even when I doubted everything, I kept the motion alive, and the motion turned into the reason I survive. If it's slow, let it be slow. If it's heavy, I will go. It's the long way up, but I'm not turning back. Every step I take in silence stays on my track. No shortcuts, no escape, just becoming what I choose. And the long way up is what I use. Perfect moment, didn't have the perfect plan. Just a voice inside repeating, start however you can. Every step felt uncertain, every move felt unprepared, but motion teaches direction better than standing there. Start anyway, even shaking. Start anyway, even blind. You don't need to see the ending to begin to climb. Start anyway, no permission. Start anyway, no delay. Everything you'll ever become starts today. There is no sky where I stand, only silence understands. Pressure carved into the air, like something waiting to repair. I don't speak, I don't resist. I exist because I exist. Slow collapse of empty sound, something shifting underground. No direction, no design, only something out of time. Every breath becomes a line, drawn between what's yours and mine. It begins without a name, without reason, without flame. Just a pull I can't ignore, like I felt this state before. Obsidian Order, I align with the fracture of design. No beginning, no decay, only structure in my way. truth I neutralize. No emotion leads my hand, only weight I understand. Breathing steady, pressure high, like the world forgot to try. Faster now, but still contain, like precision over pain. Everything begins to fold into something dark and cold. Obsidian Order, take control. Every system I dissolve. I don't fall, I override every shadow in my sight. Obsidian Order, I remain inside. Structure born from strain. No escape and no return. Only lessons I unlearn. Shifts like a permanent eclipse. Still I move, still I command. What becomes of what I am? Something clicks inside the dark, a rhythm without a spark. Stone and silence start to speak in patterns, slow and incomplete. No crown, no throne, no name above, just pressure forming what I was. I enter back with hollow sound. Every strike pulls deeper down. No melody, no gentle line, only structure redesign. I feel it shaping in my chest, like I am learning how to rest. Call and response inside my skin, like something foreign settling in. No escape from what begins when silence turns to discipline. Steel dominion, I awake. Every boundary starts to break. No resistance left to show, only force I now know. Every thought aligns in line, no emotion leads the way. Only pressure holds the day, breathing steady as I'm cold. Everything becomes controlled, faster pulse but still contained, like precision over pain. Every hit becomes a sign that I am crossing every line. Still dominion, take the ground. Every silence breaks the sound. I don't fall, I don't divide. I become what's inside. Still dominion, override every fear I try to hide. No more chaos, no more fall, only structure I control. No mercy left in what I am, only I in where I stand. Every circle, like a system I embrace. Still dominion, never fades, only strengthens what it made. I hear the silence turning gears inside a space that has no fear. Something moves doesn't speak, a pressure building underneath. No light survives where I begin, just shadows crawling through the skin. Every second pulls me down, deeper than I've ever found. No direction left to choose, only something I can't lose. I feel the system start to wake, like reality can break. It doesn't wait, it only changes every state. Slow ignition in my chest, like I was built for nothing less. Shadow engine, I ignite in the core of endless night. No control and no escape, only pressure that I share. I walk through echoes made of steel. Every thought begins to peel. Nothing human left to hold, only silence growing cold. Breathing short but still aligned, like I left myself behind. Faster now inside my veins, everything becomes restrained. No more doubt, no more disguise, only motion in my eyes. Shadow engine, override every limit deep inside. I don't fall, I accelerate through the edge of my own fate. Shadow engine, pressure high, breaking everything in sight. No remorse and no delay, only force that won't decay. Keep it cold, every second overload. I am not what I once was, I am what the system does. Shadow engine, never stops until everything just drops. One step, then nothing, just silence responding. I wait in the fracture of sound, where everything slows to the ground. A signal buried too deep to trace, still echoing through empty space. Every strike writes my name, but nothing here feels the same. I don't move with hesitation, only calculated vibration. Something builds beneath the skin, like a system I step in. Dominance code activated, no emotion generated. Only weight, only command. I don't fall, I expand. I hear the world distort and bend before it even reaches end. No resistance in my path, only aftermath of math. Breathing steady, pressure low, but I already let it go. Every second hits like steel, everything I touch is real. Faster now but still contained, like precision over pain. No mistake, no accident, only force I represent. Dominance code, override every limit I decide. No more waiting, I don't chase, don't escape. I define the shape. No hesitation left inside, only movement synchronized. Every hit becomes a rule, code precise and never cruel. Black horizon pulling down everything I thought I found. No escape and no control, only gravity in my soul. Black horizon fade to black. No more looking far back, only forward, only deep, where the silence doesn't sleep. I don't fight, I don't resist, I just move through what exists, past the edge of what is known, into something fully grown. I feel it rising under my skin. No silence left where I begin. Heartbeat carved in stone and steel. Something inside me learns to feel. Low ground shaking, no escape. Every breath a heavy weight. Eyes locked cold into the dark, counting seconds like a spark. I don't run, I don't break, I just hold what I can shake. Pressure climbing, things ignite. Sound of war inside the night. Everything I used to know burns beneath the undertow. This is war inside my pulse. No mercy left, no calm, no hush. I become the breaking line, stealing blood and borrowed time, marching through my own decay. Every thought gets stripped away. I hear the silence start to scream, but I still move inside the machine. No surrender in my chest, only weight I can confess. Tension tight like pulled wire, falling closer to the fire. I feel it the echo of the gun. Into this life, I hit it with full weight. No cushion for the falling, no delay on the fate. Every mistake was impact, every choice had consequence. I learned early that survival doesn't come with confidence. I didn't get ready, I got real. No soft landing, no gentle way, just impact shaping who I became. Every fall taught me how to stand, every break rebuilt my frame. I don't fear the hit, I absorb it, turn the shock into drive. No soft landing in my story, just staying alive. I stopped expecting comfort, stopped waiting for control. Some paths are made of chaos, just to test the soul. And I stopped negotiating with things I can't avoid. If it hits me, I convert it into something deployed. Hard lessons don't ask permission, they just arrive. Safety net, but I never broke on impact yet. Every fall became direction, every loss became effect. I don't need easy conditions to know I will rise. No soft landing, just stronger eyes. There's a room I don't visit anymore. It still exists somewhere in my memory. Same walls, same air, same light. But I don't sit there waiting for things to feel right. That version of me still lingers in the corners of old decisions, thinking safety was the answer. to every vision. I didn't destroy him, I just walked away. I left the room I used to live in, closed the door without regret. Every echo that still calls me, I choose to forget. Not out of hate, not out of anger, just because I understood some rooms are meant for staying and some for good. Old fears dressed as advice, but I learned that comfort can be a disguise for a life not mine. So I stopped answering the echoes, stopped turning back the key, because what I needed wasn't there anymore. It was me. You don't go inside familiar walls, you outgrow them in silence. Comfort was a step toward me, and now I don't look for answers where I used to stay before, because I am not that room anymore. That version of me, gone. I don't fit inside old memories, they feel like someone else's life. Same name, different heartbeat, different fire in the eyes. I used to hesitate in silence, used to fold under the weight. Now I move with quiet certainty that I had to create. It wasn't sudden, it wasn't clean, it was built between what I was and what I made. I don't miss him at all. I stopped apologizing for becoming, stopped explaining every shift. Growth doesn't ask for permission, it just gives you a lift. And I learned that change is violent in a quiet kind of way. You lose who you were yesterday to survive today. If I seem unfamiliar, good. means I didn't stay where I stood. I don't recognize the old me, and that's proof I moved ahead. Every version that I buried taught me what I left unsaid. I'm not trying to go back now. There's nothing left to reclaim. I don't recognize the old me, and I learned my name. I didn't just go through it, I changed because of it. I remember who I was before, lighter, unsure, easily swayed. Every opinion felt like direction, every fear felt like a trade. But time has a way of reshaping what you think you cannot be. Not through magic or miracles, through repetition, quietly. I didn't notice it happening until I looked back. I became the distance I walked. Every step left a mark on me. Not the same as I started, but closer to what I meant to be. Every loss, every silence, every night I stayed awake. All of it built a version nothing could take. I stopped measuring progress by how fast I could arrive. Started measuring it by how deeply I feel alive. And somewhere in that patience, something shifted in my core. I wasn't chasing change anymore, I was becoming more. You don't see transformation when it's happening slow. You only see the distance when you finally grow. I became the distance I walked, not the same as before. Every version I outgrew opened another door. And now I understand it clearly. It was never just a phase, it was me becoming all my days. It wasn't easy, but I stayed. There were days Days I didn't believe in myself, days I barely spoke out loud. Just moving through life on autopilot, lost inside a crowd. Nothing dramatic, no big collapse, just quiet heaviness in my chest. The kind of struggle nobody sees when you're trying your best. I didn't win the fight overnight, I just didn't leave it. I stayed anyway, even when I wanted to run, even when nothing felt right, even when I was undone. I stayed in the dark, I stayed in the rain. Not because it was easy, but because I learned to remain. Stop waiting for motivation, stop waiting to feel strong. Some days you just keep going when everything feels wrong. And slowly, without noticing, something inside would shift. Not a miracle, just endurance, quiet and persistent lift. Nobody clapped for it, nobody saw, but staying is still a form of war. Just a chain of choosing again. And now I see it clearly, what kept me alive this way. It wasn't luck, it was staying. Detected. Replacing. I used to run on doubt and hesitation, pre-programmed limitations in my head. Every thought was a restriction, every move already said. But something started glitching in the system, I believe. A silent kind of breaking that I didn't try to leave. Not destruction, reconstruction. I'm a system overwrite, no longer version 1. Every error turned to insight, every chain is undone. I don't follow old instructions, I don't stay where I began. I rewrote the definition of what I am. Fear used to auto-run my choices, kept me looping in the past. But I found the hidden function that was built to break the mask. Now I move with new direction, not controlled by what I knew. Every line of code I questioned became something new. If I crash, I rebuild cleaner. If I fail, I upgrade. Nothing here is permanent except the change I made. I don't go back, I evolve, I don't pause, I advance. I'm not stuck in what I was, I'm what I became by chance and choice. but I learned that motion matters more than what you achieve. Even slow is still progress, even weak is still start, because standing still forever tears you apart. Forward is forward, even if it hurts. Keep moving forward, no matter the pace, no matter the weight you carry in place. Every step is a victory over yesterday's face. Keep moving forward, even in doubt, even when nothing is figured out. You don't need answers, you need out. I stopped expecting clarity to guide my way. Sometimes direction appears after you stay. Now I trust the unknown more than I trust fear, because forward is the only thing that's clear. Don't stop in the question, walk through it. Keep moving forward, that's all you need, even if slowly, even if weak, because forward becomes who you'll be. It almost went out, but it didn't. There were days I felt invisible, like my effort didn't count, like every step I took forward was erased by doubt. I questioned my direction, I questioned my own name, but something small inside my chest refused to quit the flame. It wasn't loud, it wasn't bright, but it survived every night. I kept the spark when hope was thin, when the dark was closing in. I didn't need a raging fire, just enough to begin. Through the cold, through the scars, through the weight of where I've been, I kept the spark alive, and that's how I win. Every failure tried to name me, tried to tell me who I was, but I'm more than broken moments, more than temporary loss. I turned silence into focus, turned frustration into drive. Every time I almost folded, I chose to stay alive. You don't need to shine like lightning to prove that you are strong. Sometimes strength is just deciding to hold on. of pain, and now that spark's a wildfire running through my veins. I didn't quit, I didn't fall apart. The world tried to dim the light, but I kept the spark. No perfect timing, no perfect plan, just a restless heart and shaking hands. I didn't feel fearless, I felt afraid, but I was more afraid of staying the same. So I moved while uncertain, I spoke while unsure, I stepped into storms without knowing the cure. Before I was ready, I chose to begin. Before I felt strong, I stepped in. I didn't wait to believe I could, I moved first and became good. Fear didn't vanish, I just grew steady. I didn't wait to be ready. Every mistake was a teacher, every fall a design. Every slow, awkward moment was building the climb. Confidence wasn't gifted, it formed in the strain, and showing up daily again and again. You don't become fearless, you become consistent, and consistency rewrites resistance. Before I was ready, I chose my rise. Before I felt certain, I looked out in the eyes. And now when the mountain stands in my way, I don't ask if I'm ready, I move anyway. There was a moment I felt it crack, like all the strength I had went black. The noise got loud inside my head, every hope felt almost dead. I stood where giving up feels close, where fear becomes what hurts the most. But something deeper wouldn't quit, a silent voice that wouldn't split. Right at the edge of letting go, I felt a fire start to grow. I went beyond the breaking point, beyond the doubt they tried to point, beyond the fear of losing all. I found the strength to stand up tall. Beyond the breaking point I rise, with steady hands and open eyes. What tried to end me in the fall became the reason I stand tall. I've tasted failure, felt the sting of chasing what I couldn't bring. But every loss rewired my mind, left the weaker self behind. Now when the pressure fills the air, I breathe it in like I don't care. Because I know what I survived, and I'm still standing, still alive. If it bends me, I don't snap. If it